Hey, what's up everybody? We are back again, and today I'm going to be getting a little bit out of my comfort zone by talking about somebody who hasn't fallen off over 5 years ago at this point, by talking about the man, the myth, the motherfucking geeker himself, DJ Phat. Now, if you haven't heard of this man before, you should know that he's actually a pretty prominent member of the underground, helping out a lot of acts in their early days like Shoreline Mafia, setting up a couple of their early shows, working with Summers in his early career. Apparently he's done work with Zelly Ocho, who's one of Trippie Redd's artists, and also is apparently a really big scammer, so I guess birds of a feather flock together. However, he does often get confused with another prominent DJ in the underground, going by the name of DJ Phat. Now, don't get these two confused. DJ Phat did a lot of work with XXXTentacion back in the day, and DJ Phat is the netspend guy, okay? Although I'd probably say that DJ Phat's biggest accolade ever is hosting the race on his YouTube channel before the music video came out on All But Six, and honestly, I gotta say that this song is very interesting when it comes to an underground perspective, because to me, I always found it kind of confusing how people lump TK in with the rest of the SoundCloud rappers. I mean, I know a lot of his music blew up on SoundCloud, but I wouldn't really call him a SoundCloud rapper considering the fact that he's a street dude like Kodak Black or 21 Savage. But it turns out that TK actually had some pretty deep connections to the underground, because before the race ever came out officially, he actually ended up performing it in New York alongside Drow Millie and Burn Kaz, who are two pretty prominent underground artists, as well as the music video itself getting posted on All But Six, which if you don't know, that's Puya and Fat Nick's label.
All But Six was called Buffy Boys when TK the Race came out. You're wrong again in a video about Phat.
Holy fuck, I'm coming.
So it seems like if TK didn't end up getting over 50 years in prison, he might have had a future in the underground scene. And who knows, he might have even been managed by DJ Phat. But unfortunately, that's not the universe that we got. So instead, DJ Phat ended up discovering another underground artist known as Netspend. Now, we've talked about Netspend before, although there's not really too much lore to go over considering the kid is like 17 years old. But basically, the way he blew up is that he ended up posting a snippet on Twitter when he was around 15 years old of him dancing along to his song, and a lot of people thought he was really goofy and started sharing it around as a joke, but before long the younger audience was able to get tapped in with that snippet, realizing that they actually fuck with the music, and it helped Netspend blow up in a big way. And now he's performing at Rolling Loud, he's got music videos on Lyrical Lemonade, he's basically one of the biggest rappers in the world in 2024, and none of that would have happened if it wasn't for the help of DJ Phat. Or at least that's what you would hear if you talked to DJ Phat himself, because apparently he ended up discovering Netspend very early on, hosting some of his music on his own channel, setting up a couple shows for him, which all helped him get his foot in the door in the industry, as well as getting him connected to another DJ going by the name of DJ Renacy, who did this incredibly awkward interview with Netspend, where Netspend looked like he really needed an Ativan or something to calm down because he couldn't sit still for more than 5 seconds. Meanwhile, this almost 30-year-old man was basically glazing him the entire time, which is kind of corny, I gotta say, but it's not his fault. I mean, you can't really help your age, but you can see how awkward of a dichotomy it is to have two 30-year-olds managing a 16-year-old. I mean, don't get me wrong, it probably happens a lot, and in some cases it's probably perfectly okay as long as the manager's very professional and they're not being weird with the young kid. And I'm not saying that DJ Phat is being weird with Netspend at all, although the internet definitely thinks that he was. But according to DJ Phat, he basically considers himself Netspend's older brother, and I'm not going to say that anything weird went down between the two of them until some actual proof comes out. I think it's honestly the internet making a joke out of it more than anything. But at the same time, a lot of people consider DJ Phat a very bad influence on Netspend, because after all, he's drinking lean almost every day, he's taking rails, he's having his fun with his drugs, which is okay. I mean, do what you want, but when you're hanging out with somebody underage, it's probably not the best thing to be doing. I mean, we all sat by and watched Lil Pump do hella drugs on the No Jumper tour when he was hanging out with a bunch of older guys, but I think the reason that that flied is Lil Pump looks a lot older than he actually was at the time. Meanwhile, Netspend definitely looks like a 14-year-old, even though I think he's 17 or maybe even 18. And it seems like all this internet talk eventually got to Netspend because he ended up cutting off DJ Phat, leading DJ Phat to get on a live stream and talk shit about him, which once again is kind of weird. I mean, after all, he's a teenager and you're calling him a weird N-word.
Stop mentioning Netspend, and you don't mention Netspend and DJ Phat in the same sentence. I don't know that.
And that's basically all you gotta know about DJ Phat. He's some older dude who likes to work with young talent, but unfortunately he's not very good at handling his business because he's too addicted to lean to be able to actually do anything properly. And what's one thing that we know about people who are heavily addicted to drugs, don't have a 9 to 5 and work in the music industry? Oftentimes they like to scam, and we got some stories right here. And to be honest with you, I think this is actually pretty common knowledge not to work with DJ Phat because he is a scammer. I've seen people talk about it a little bit here and a little bit there, but I don't think anybody's ever made a dedicated video talking about how he's a scammer, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's get into it. Let's read it. So this all pops off in October this very year when the artist Kabari Fate got reached out to by DJ Phat. That's right, DJ Phat actually ended up reaching out to him instead of the other way around, which is not something you see very often. He says, cop promo, cop a slot to be on my SoundCloud. Sorry, honestly, I feel like I'm reading that wrong. It's probably more like, hey man, cop promo, cop a slot to be on my SoundCloud. And immediately Kabari is standing on business by saying, Phat, I'm gonna be 100 though, twin. I've been getting promo from nipples and it's just like that shit don't even do nothing. I need something that's gonna gravitate hella attention. He says, you're getting it off the wrong people. My platform is where people come to get hip to new artists. Copying reposts from artists is stupid. And honestly, he's probably not wrong. I mean, after all, he had TK on there before, he had netspend. People are definitely tapped into his platform, so getting reposted on there could actually help your career out. It seems incredibly promising. In fact, it almost feels too good to be true. And if something's too good to be true, then it probably isn't. He responds to that by saying, I'm knowing twin, I be seeing they followed my nipples that be in the industry, but this don't do shit. He then replies to the previous message by saying, what's the best way to make my shit shake? He says, you gotta go to people like me. Labels look at my platform to find the next artist all the time, every day. And honestly, I feel like bro's overselling it a little bit. I mean, there might be some labels that are tapped in with your platform, but I feel like they're only gonna sign artists that are more established. If you get one song on the platform, you really think that Columbia Records gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna sign this guy off this one hot record. I mean, could happen, but I highly doubt it. And on top of that, I know many people have said it in the past, I know many people are gonna continue to say it, but signing yourself away to a label is definitely not the right move. They might offer you big money, but they're gonna fuck your career over in the long run. He responds by saying, how do I get a song on your SoundCloud? I got you for $120. I don't be doing jerk though. I'll post on my story and tag you too. He says, that's fine lol, I'm not a jerk DJ. He then goes on to clarify by saying, not like a repost, like actually upload it by you. He then responds, yeah, which honestly seems to be a pretty good deal. I mean, after all, as we already know, SoundCloud reposts really don't do anything nowadays, but actually getting the song uploaded on DJ Phat's SoundCloud could get your name out there. Although I'm not gonna lie, it would kinda suck to get one of your songs popping on somebody else's platform and not get any of the kickback for that, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of people end up getting their shit posted on Trash AMV and never get any money from that. It's more about getting your name out there. And I'm gonna say it, if I was actually an artist, I probably would take this deal. It seems a lot more enticing than buying a feature from 83 Hades, which honestly isn't gonna do anything for your career whatsoever. After that, he says, oh shit, okay, I gotta find the perfect song. You a legend in this shit, I'm knowing that. He responds with the tongue twister saying, cop that slot to drop song with me, and when you have the song, you can send it to my number. But that be the wave right now. Lock in. How you want bread? Cash App cool? Know that. Send your number too. Phat then goes on to share all his private information, which of course I'm going to be covering up. He says, bet, I'm gonna let you know when it's sent. Want to do 2 for 250? On God, bro, let me know. And to be honest with you, I actually think that's a great idea, because after all, if one of your songs gets popping off and then you end up posting another one on the SoundCloud soon after that, people might actually start to know who you are, and you really could start getting a buzz in the underground scene. I mean, this DJ Phat shit is actually alive. There actually are people who are tapped into it. The younger audience are actually paying attention. In concept, this is really where you want to go if you want to get your music popping. You want it to get shared on a platform like that can actually get eyes on it. It's all about promotion. Features can get you so far, but I really feel like promotion is a lot more worth the money. But unfortunately, his first and biggest mistake was trusting DJ Phat, because unfortunately, he's gonna scam him. But let's keep going. Send right now. I got you. Let me know. Dude, I'm working on the songs and shit. Bet. Lock in though, so you got the slots. I'll take $10 off right now. I got 250, but I low-key need that 50 to eat and shit. What about 200? Lock in right now, twin. Lowest I'll go. Only because you bought 2. Come on. If somebody starts responding to you like this, they're definitely feeding for drugs and they really want that money. All they're thinking about is getting paid by you, and then they're gonna immediately run off. Nobody in the world should ever be that desperate for $120 unless they're literally about to go homeless because they can't pay their rent and they need exactly $120 to pay it, or they're addicted to drugs and they really need a hit. The dude's definitely on the phone with his dealer right now being like, yo dude, can you drop off? I'm about to get $120 and I'll send it straight to you. I need lean, man. Come on, I need lean. But unfortunately, like in most cases when an artist ends up scamming somebody, they're always going to try to pressure you to pay right away, because after all, if they give you too much time, you might think about it and say, you know what, I don't really want to buy this, maybe it's not worth it. But if they end up pressuring you into thinking that you're going to get the deal of a lifetime, you're not going to think too hard about it. And unfortunately, this guy actually ended up sending $200 to him, which was a mistake. I mean, at least he kept $50 to himself so he could feed himself, but at the same time, I feel like DJ Phat is not going to accept anything lower than $250, so let's see what happens next. He says, yep, bet we gonna work more. more. That's only the start. Let's break the ice and go from there. Hell yeah. And a beautiful friendship was born that day. The two of them went on to work together many more times, eventually blowing him up into the mainstream, signing a big record deal that they split in half. They ended up buying Ferraris, diamond chains. They even ended up buying a mansion together so they could see each other every day. But unfortunately, they did end up going to a Diddy party, so you know what happened there. No, I'm just kidding. None of that ever happened. He ends up saying, I know it's a lot of people hitting you up for this type of shit. I'm trying to do good business. Did you get the paper? Nah. Did you send it? Hell yeah. Hold up. I'm at work right now, so I probably did that shit wrong. Let me know. Let me know. After that, he says, next I'm gonna pay you for a video on your channel. How much that go for? And then after that, he doesn't get a response until October 9th. He says, yo, what the word? He ends up responding to one of his stories saying, yo, and then he finally gets a response. He says, yo, how you been, twin? Hop on the phone with us. I'm in the stew right now with Starbands and DD right now. Bet. Let me know. Hit me up after. But unfortunately, it seems like DJ Phat might have got too lit in the studio because he never ends up hitting him up again after that until November when he ends up posting a story and he says, where's mine at? Got you tomorrow. Send me the song again. So at this point, it's definitely been quite a while. He ended up sending him money in mid-October. It's now late November and still nothing, but who knows? Maybe DJ Phat forgot. It might not be a big deal and he's gonna deliver tomorrow. After that, he goes on to say, help me get signed to Cleopatra. You'll get a finder's fee. I sent it, by the way. And honestly, a little sidebar here, definitely don't sign to Cleopatra Records. I see a lot of people talking about how they might be able to sign a deal with them and that they're a really good underground label, but all they really do is sign washed up talent. They don't really push them all that much and then they make money off of their catalog. I mean, it's a little bit of a step above selling your entire catalog on Spotify for $20,000 and never getting anything from it, but at the same time, Cleopatra's definitely not going to push you as an artist when the biggest person on the entire roster is probably It's Okay to Cry. And yes, I do know that they have some decently popular rock bands signed to their label, but I feel like they only sign rappers as kind of a tax write-off. There's no other reason that they would do it, and they don't even advertise any other rappers on the roster on the website. So if you're looking for labels that sign washed up emo rappers, you definitely are better off with going with Epitaph Records instead of Cleopatra, but that's my honest opinion. You can make your own decision. He then waits a couple days before saying, I would appreciate if you posted me. I already paid for it. He says, I asked you for a song. You talking about getting signed? LOL. He says, boy, I've been sent that. He says, I need that in email slat. He then goes on to send his email. Send that then. Show. After not getting a response on Instagram for a couple more days, he decides to call his phone number, but Phat doesn't pick up, instead deciding to text him saying, yo, who is this? He says, Barry. Oh, okay, bet. I'm on the phone right now, bro. Text me. What the word? I'm really be getting on FaceTime for real, plus I ain't getting any sleep. I'm trying to lock in with you though, gang. What the word? Send the bread so I can put you in a group chat with my assistant. I just want to hop on the phone because I've been spending a lot of paper on music and shit, but it ain't doing nothing for me. I don't really understand what DJ Phat says after that. He says, and when I figure songs, you put it in there. Doesn't really make any sense. I'm guessing it came out that way because he's probably on drugs as well as not getting any sleep the night before, so his brain's probably running on like 1% at this point. No sleep, only lean. That's the way I want to live, baby. He says, I'm not trying to get scammed. I'm not finna scam you. I literally do this every day. You can check my SoundCloud and see that I drop from people all the time and I do my promos. I'm giving you deals too, man. He says, yeah, I'm getting one for me and my nipple Aaron. Make sure to include him in the group chat too. Okay, bet. He just DM'd me. I responded. After that, he ends up sending him a picture of the DM between him and his friend. He says, Sank, can we hop on the phone? I just locked your number in too, ? We can hop on a phone later, twin. Not gonna lie, it's 10 in the morning. And I got no sleep. I've been working all day, so I don't want to get on the phone and talk about music. After that, we have a screenshot of the $200 that he sent to DJ Phat, so you really can't say at this point that he never ended up sending him any money. He definitely did, so it's looking kind of sketchy. After that, they go on to talk about getting on the phone a little more, but I think you already get the point. He wants to call, DJ Phat doesn't want to call. He tells him that he's going to call him later, but then he doesn't call him later. He goes on to say, I appreciate the deal, man. We going crazy right now, really trying to grind. Where you from? I'm originally from Rockford, Illinois, but I stay in Keelan, Texas, near Austin. Okay, bet. Did bro send the song already? I'm just waiting for a call so I can show you some songs and then we can see which one of them goes the hardest. I got adrenaline and shit. I'm pumped up, twin. Got some sleep though, twin. Let me know later today for real. After that, he goes on to say, yo, but he doesn't get a response until much later on when he says, gang, send me the songs. You ain't never send them through. LOL. Oh shit. And there you go, guys. That's why it was taking so long for the songs to get posted up on SoundCloud, because the guy never ended up sending them in the first place. But the thing about this conversation is that it kind of goes back and forth between Instagram and the messages. So he ended up sending him the songs on October 27th, but keep in mind that the Instagram messages end in late November and he still didn't post the songs by late November, so now there's another reason that he's not putting them up. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused with all the back and forth. If DJ Phat really wanted to run off with his money, why not just take it and never respond? That's what most other artists do, but he's responding to him over and over again, leading me to think that maybe DJ Phat really does want to post it, but unfortunately his fucked up lifestyle and all the drug use is probably making it so he forgets over and over again. I mean, it doesn't make it right, but the guy just seems to be a mess, not really a malicious person. After that, the guy gets very desperate to get on a FaceTime. He says, I'll give you $50 to FaceTime me right now. He says, what you mean? Just FaceTime me and I'll give you $50 for the video I'm doing. It'll be like 3 minutes, I swear to God. I'm gonna do this one. So yeah, Phat really does not want to get on a FaceTime. He keeps dodging him every time he tries to call, and honestly, for $50, I'd probably do it. I mean, 3 minutes of your time on a FaceTime call for $50, I mean, if you need it bad enough, that's definitely worth it. He then responds saying, what about the other one, man? Because keep in mind, he paid him for 2 songs to be posted on SoundCloud, so he wants both songs to be up on there, but apparently Phat forgot about that. And apparently he ended up using DJ Phat's tag on the song because he responds by saying, you got my tags already? LOL. He says, I gotta hit tricks real quick, but I was trying to make that hoe and I forgot. He ain't drop it yet? I'm confused, LOL. One sec, bro. He then goes on to show $50 and he says, let me know. It will be so quick, twin, no BS. Easiest $50 of your life right now. And I mean, honestly, at this point, if DJ Phat's not gonna get on FaceTime, I'd probably give it up. I get the guy's kind of a moron and it doesn't really seem like he understands anything you're saying to him and you really want to talk to him on the phone so everything can be understood, but at the same time, paying $50 for a drug addict to get on a phone with you is probably not worth it. Not to mention this man already has $200 of your money and he hasn't done anything with it so far, so giving him another $50 is probably not a good idea, but I do understand that he's getting very desperate. And after that, DJ Phat actually ends up calling, but he only lets it ring once. He says, fuck, I'm sick as fuck. Phat man, I was getting gas on God. Just let me know when you can call again. I'll send bread before you do. Just let me know. You called for like 2 seconds. After that, Phat calls again and the guy was asleep, so he wasn't able to pick up, but he still ended up sending him the $50, so DJ Phat just got another $50 for absolutely nothing. And then after all of that, after not posting the song, after not FaceTiming and getting $250, he now wants to lock in on another song, even though he hasn't delivered on the previous 2. He says, my manager said lock in on another exclusive. We got you on a deal. I'm in a meeting. Bet. Well, like when you drop in the ones we already did. I'm really looking to do that first and trying to lock in on a YouTube exclusive video with you. Let's lock that in, Took Twin, right now. I'll do you a super deal. And at this point, you definitely gotta smell bullshit. I mean, after all, he's not posting your songs. You want to post a YouTube video with him. You want to lock in, and he's already trying to take more money. This guy is definitely not in a meeting. The only thing that he's meeting is his motherfucking dealer, let's be honest. And then he gets back to his bullshit saying, today, let's lock in now, and tonight, I'll give you a schedule, and then the song will be out. Trust me. How many are you dropping? Both the songs are just the one. One today, one Thursday. I'll have both songs uploaded today. Have the other one on schedule. I got you. So here we go with the spamming again. He definitely is trying to get his hands on some drugs. He's feeding like 83 Hades. He definitely wants that shit right now. Eventually the guy ends up saying, no, I'm not going to give you any more money. DJ Phat's like, please man, give me $100 and you can get a music video posted on my channel. They go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But I think you guys get the point. Soon after that, DJ Phat doesn't get the $100 and he stops responding. And it's like, bro, why? Why would you ever do that? He ended up paying you $250 for the simplest thing ever. All you got to do is take his file and upload it on your SoundCloud. You're uploading people's music every day. Why can't you do it for this guy? I will never understand the scammer mentality, but it seems like DJ Phat really doesn't care about his reputation anymore. He really doesn't have anything to lose, and I mean, after all, netspend cut him off, so he's got to get his money, he's got to get his lean, he's got to get his drugs, and he's going to do that by any means necessary. So there you go, guys. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you think that DJ Phat is a scammer? Do you think the other guy got finessed? Do you think that maybe it's a simple misunderstanding, or do you think that DJ Phat really is a geeker? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have any stories of being scammed by DJ Phat in the past. After all, netspend is also scammed, so maybe it was DJ Phat actually pretending to be netspend to scam people for money. Honestly, that would make a lot of sense, but either way, that's the story. Shout out to Knife Gang, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, gang. 2025 forever.